Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I'm back with Faraz today. So, Faraz is an entrepreneur, and thank you very, very much, Faraz, for being. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So, before beginning and get into any kind of discussion or anything, it would be great if you could introduce yourself and everything and what you do and everything about your work.
So yeah, guys. So my name is Faraz, and I am an engineering student right now. I'm a 19-year-old engineering student in Bangalore. I'm currently pursuing my second year in second semester in computer science engineering, and I also have this startup called Delta Store, which is an online e-commerce platform where we are currently selling consumer electronic products. That is from your earphones to speakers to mobile chargers to fitness bands to anything of that kind of stuff. So that is what my startup does. And this startup was founded back in 2020 as an outcome of the COVID lockdown.
Okay. And so, just take us through your whole idea of starting this and why did you start this and all of that.
So the entire process of my entrepreneurship began a long, long time ago when I was in ninth standard, where I think my first look to entrepreneurship or even something like a business where I could make some amount of money was when I was in ninth grade, and I had this. I was a part of my school hockey team,
Mhm.
and at that point of time, we had a tournament where our school did not provide us jerseys for that tournament because there was some kind of logistical error, and our jerseys went to the football team, and we were left with no jerseys. So at that point of time, I had to arrange jerseys in 2 days with custom prints and all the logos and everything. So at that time, I figured out a few sports resellers in Bangalore, in and around Bangalore, and I figured that out. That was my first, I'd say, introduction to entrepreneurship, where I made a little money. That wasn't a very big amount at that time, so I made around 1,000 or 2,000 on those 11 jerseys. But yeah, that was my first introduction to entrepreneurship. And to say where the entire Delta Store journey began. So in 10th grade, actually, in the end of 10th grade, once I finished my board exams and everything, in summer, I was selling a lot of stuff online. Like you have these pages on Instagram, right? Where you sell electronic stuff and you have these Facebook groups. And so I started off there with a very small scale business again with, just contacting and coordinating over WhatsApp. And from there I slowly started gaining more customers, and I had one trusted supplier who used to give me stuff on credit. That was one very big advantage, I would say, because initially when I was starting out at that time I had no capital with me. It was just all on trust basis, so I was getting everything on credit. So from there it started off, and by the end of 11th grade I figured out that this is something I can scale. So if I could make a 10,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees a month just by selling it to people over WhatsApp, sending WhatsApp messages and forming groups and doing that. So then in the end of 11th grade, I got in touch with one of my seniors from school. His name is Laksh. He is also my co-founder, but he does not like to be called the co-founder. He prefers being called the CTO. So I got in touch with him, and we figured out how we could make a website, a proper good running e-commerce website, and scale it up from there. So by the end of 11th grade, we had a prototype website ready, I would say, by I think 2019, no, 2018 this was. So 2018 May, we had a prototype website ready. But again, since I was in my 11th grade, a lot of my peer pressure and family and everyone said, no, this is 1 year where you have your 12th standard coming in, focus more on your studies. So that 1 year I had to take that break of not doing anything at all. I mean, I was still continuing with that small time business on WhatsApp and selling it to my friends and stuff like that. But again, the entire website idea was delayed by a year just because of this. And then once I finished my 12th standard, uh, while I was finishing my 12th standard, the entire COVID just hit us pretty bad. So while I was finishing my 12th, luckily I finished my board exams. So I finished my board exams, I remember, on the 17th of March. And on the 19th of March, there was a nationwide lockdown. So I just finished my exam and got through. And then there was a lockdown, and I thought how I'm going to start it back again. Because, in lockdown, I didn't, because this is a first time experience for everyone across the country. Like no one had experienced such kind of a shutdown at all.
Mhm.
So at that time, I figured out something, and I said, okay, you know what? Let's just give it a try. I can't just make lockdown an excuse. So I got in touch with my supplier, and he had some products at his house. And that time there were a few ease and restrictions saying you can open these shops for a particular time and take whatever you want to. So I got in touch with him, and we figured out a way where we could get out stuff from the shop which was required at once, at least for a week. So at that time, what I did was first I got all the tech part ready. So I remember on April 28, 2020, our website went live. Like, we had everything sorted by that time. So getting back, so the prototype was already ready. So the entire process of fine tuning things and everything, we took almost 3 weeks, I say, in April. And at that time, even my co-founder was free because of the entire lockdown happening. So both of us just got in touch. We brainstormed, and we thought what would work best for us. And we started off on April 28, 2020, and that is where this journey began. And by God's grace, today we are serving around 5,000 customers as of date, and we've seen a good number of growth. We've seen at least a 300% to 400% growth in the past month or two because, again, of the lockdown. So the lockdowns have impacted us positively, I'd say.
Okay, great. So, and what has been your major learnings through this? Key, you were at your home, you were doing things, and you were
Right.
reading and all of that, and then you get this idea, you contact the person, he helps you out, you start something. So, how has these kind of a year has been, and what has been the major learnings of 1 year to you?
So I'd say my major learnings would be, one, figure out stuff on yourself. You can't keep waiting for someone to do something, or you can't keep waiting, okay, this is going to open up, this is going to happen, and only then is when I'm going to do something. So when you have a difficulty like that, you just got to take it up on yourself and say, I'm going to figure this out. I don't know how I do it, but I'm going to figure it out. So once you get into the process of figuring stuff out, then you actually find ways out, because it's all in the head, I'd say. Because once you've had that mental block saying this is not going to happen, then it's obviously not going to happen if you're not going to try doing it. Because back in the day, if I would have said there's a lockdown and how am I going to start get my products and how am I going to deliver, I don't think I would have even come this far, because the lockdown is still continuing. So that is where I'd say that was one of my learnings. And two, I'd say a very famous Hindi word. I learned a lot of jugaad in this time, because a lot of things which I did was just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me how they happen, but they just tend to happen. So for example, something as simple as getting a product where everything is shut. So this random jugards of just finding someone who could deliver the product to you and giving him something, and it doesn't make sense sometimes, and that's something I've learned in this entire time of my entrepreneurship. So one is figure stuff out on yourself, and two is just jugaad is one word, I'd say. I think that word is self-explanatory.
Yeah, it is. And so what was the hard work thing? Because when you do something which is based of a product based thing, and then you have to deliver it and all of that, things become different and hard and all of that together. So how were things for you when you what were the problems you faced in the beginning, and even now what are the kind of problems do you face?
So initially it was a very good learning curve, I would say, because initially I had no idea how this entire thing worked at all. I'd obviously had read a few articles on Google, a few interviews of people who've been into this industry for quite a long time. So I did read about what challenges are there for me in this industry, but I had no idea how things were done. I just knew I'll be running ads. I have a website. People will come to my website, shop, I'll pack and send, but I didn't know how to run those ads. So I didn't know how to ship those orders properly. I knew there was a courier company, but I didn't know what the process was. How do I help my customers track their orders? Because what I was doing was completely different. I was personally in touch with my customers initially. So I used to book the courier and I used to send them the tracking link on WhatsApp or Messenger. But here what happened was I had to automate the entire process. So there I looked out for companies who could help me out there. So I got in touch with a company, a courier aggregating company. I don't want to take their name, but yeah, I got in touch with them, and then that process became easier of delivering the products. But apart from that, I'd say one more learning curve was I learned a lot about ads. I learned massively about marketing. I don't think any other MBA course or anything would have taught me that, because one, I had my own money into it, so there was no chance of me making mistakes. Like if I made a mistake, I knew it's going to cost me my money. It's not that I've paid a fees, I've made a mistake, I'm going to lose a few marks. and by the end of 4 years I'm going to get a degree. That was not the case here. I had my own money there, because initially the first month was on my previous business capital, so I had saved up a little money from my previous businesses, so entire money was on stake. So initially we did not do really well. Initially we made only I think a revenue of 30,000 in that first month of May in 2020, which was a very low number. But as of now, it looks like a very low number to me. But at that time, 30,000 a month revenue was something very big for me, because I was coming from that space of making 5,000-10,000 a month. So 30,000 looked like a big number. But when I look back now, I think if I had the knowledge I have right now, I would have made a lot more better choices at that time, and I could have scaled up really well at that time. So yeah, I think I've learned a lot about marketing, a lot about how social media management works, so a lot about how you handle Instagram accounts, you handle the entire. I understood how the Instagram algorithm works, how the Facebook algorithm works, and apart from that, I'd say I discovered Google Ads, because at that point of time, the initial month or two, I did not know how Google Ads worked at all. So I tried stuff on Google Ads. I lost my money on Google Ads. I lost my money on Facebook ads. So after losing my money, I slowly figured out. So initially I had done one course, which is I think every other person who is interested in entrepreneurship would have done this course. It's called Google, I think, Fundamentals of Digital Marketing by Google. So almost everyone's done that course.
Okay.
So once I did that course, I figured out a little about how the entire marketing works, how the search engine works, how Google as a search engine looks up to my company as on what keywords and on what basis do they figure out that, okay, this website fits in perfectly for this kind of a word. So I think I've learned generally a lot about marketing and a lot about how that works. And now with the increase of orders, I'm learning a lot more about operations now, because marketing was something which you've got to get customers. So once I figured my marketing and my whole strategies there out, now we're getting a boost of customers because we're doing something right in one area. And now here I'm facing challenges with my order processing, because it's just me handling the operations right now, all alone. So it's a little hectic. So now I'm in the process of learning of how to better my operations and how I can reduce the workload on myself. So it's a pretty interesting and meaningful journey, I'd say. A lot of information to learn through the journey.
Okay, wonderful. So so my just last one more question to you would be, what would be your advice to people who wish to begin? See, you as a student, you are managing your studies and even handling a company which is fully operational and getting orders and all of that. So what would be your advice to anybody who wishes to do something similar, maybe start a company, and who's a student also?
So my advice to them would be, one, start. Before thinking about anything, first begin your journey. First, before beginning, one is you obviously have to start at one point, but before beginning, have your groundwork ready. So if, for example, in my case, I did not have a lot of groundwork ready.
Mhm.
I just went out there, I spoke to a person, I made a website, I said, these are the products I want to sell, and I started. If I would have done that course before starting my business, I would have, started scaling much earlier. So I'd say, one, get your groundwork ready, get your fundamentals ready before you start out. And two, don't think a lot about what people are going to say, because even my case, a lot of people, in fact, even a lot of family members said, you're just 19, you're just 18, why do you want to get into this entire space of business so early? Finish your studies, if business is what you want to do, finish your studies, work at a place for a good number of years, at least 3-4 years, understand how things work in the world, and then start your business. But I'd say, I don't think I would have learned so much even in a company, in an organization, as much as I've learned now, because a lot of things were at stake for me as well. So I think that's one advice I'd say: just start out. Start out whenever you feel it's right. Never leave your ideas just in the idea phase, because if you leave your ideas at the idea phase, then you'll regret probably 5 years, 10 years down the line saying, I had a brilliant idea, but I could not really work out on that because I had a fear of what society would say, or I had a fear of, if I fail. I feel failing is very important. So start up, fail, start again is what I feel. Because if I would have given up after my 30,000 month, or so I this is a really interesting story I didn't share. So after that month of making 30,000 in May, I dropped to 10,000 in June. I dropped to 12 in July. And at that point of time, I thought, should I just shut it? Because at that time, if I look back, I was making zero in profits. I was making nothing. So in June, I remember I made 10 rupees as profit after removing all my costs. And in July, I made around 200 rupees as profit. So I thought, is it really worth my time? Because I was giving in a lot of time into it. So I feel if I would have given up at that time, I don't think we would have made it this far. So whenever you fail, whenever you have a setback, I feel that you should just bounce back and say, there's something missing in what I'm doing, there's something missing in the process. So just don't give up when you fail. Look back, analyze your failure, see what mistakes you've made there in that failure, and then come back to the same thing and do the right things this time. Because you've obviously analyzed your failures and know where you've gone wrong. So come back this time, come back stronger, come back with the right strategies this time.
Great. So thank you very much for sharing the story. Thank you very much for sharing the advices. Thank you very, very much for being here. It was a pleasure to have you. And I enjoyed the session, and a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to hear, and a lot of that. Thank you very, very much for being here. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Lakshit.